Pastoral care is an ancient model of emotional and spiritual support that can be found in all cultures and traditions. Definition: modern context. Historically Christian in its origins, the pastoral care movement has expanded to embrace many different faiths. In Christianity, the Bible does not explicitly define the role of a pastor but associates it with teaching. Pastoral care involves shepherding the flock. Shepherding involves protection, tending to needs, strengthening the weak, encouragement, feeding the flock, making provision, shielding, refreshing, restoring, leading by example to move people on in the pursuit of holiness, comforting, guiding. Cure of souls. In some denominations of Christianity, the cure of souls, an archaic translation which is better rendered today as care of souls, is the exercise by priests of their office. This typically embraces instruction by sermons, admonitions and administration of sacraments to the congregation over which they have authority from the Church. In countries where the Roman Catholic Church acted as the national church, the cure was not only over a congregation or congregations, but over a district. The assignment of a priest to a district subdividing a diocese was a process begun in the 4th century AD. The term parishes applied to this district comes from the Greek word for district, pi alpha rho iota kappa iota alpha. Pastoral care. Protestantism. There are many assumptions about what a pastor's care is. Commonly, a pastor's main job is to preach messages in mainline Protestant churches, but in addition to preaching sermons, pastors are also expected to be involved in local ministries, such as hospital chaplaincy, visitation, funerals, weddings and organizing religious activities. Pastoral care is therefore both encouraging the local congregation and bringing new people into the church. That is not to say that the congregation is not to be involved in both activities, but the pastor should be the initiator. Roman Catholicism. In Roman Catholic theology, pastoral care for the sick and infirm is one of the most significant ways that members of the body of Christ continue the ministry and mission of Jesus. Pastoral care is considered to be the responsibility of all the baptized. Understood in the broad sense of helping others, pastoral care is the responsibility of all Christians. Sacramental pastoral care is the administration of the sacraments that is reserved to consecrated priests except for baptism and marriage, where the spouse is of the ministers and the priest is the witness. Pastoral care was understood differently at different times in history. A significant development occurred after the Fourth Lateran Council in 1215. The Second Vatican Council applied the word pastoral to a variety of situations involving care of souls. On this point, go to the link to Monsignor Gherardini's lecture. Many Catholic parishes employ pastoral associates, lay people who serve in ministerial or administrative roles, assisting the pastor in his work, but who are not ordained clerics. They are responsible, among other things, for the spiritual care of fraile and housebound as well as for running a multitude of tasks associated with the sacramental life of the Church. However, these tasks are also and primarily a part of the role of the ordained clergy, especially the deacons and priests assigned to the parish, who are entrusted with administering most of the sacraments. If priests have the necessary qualifications in counseling or in psychotherapy, they may offer professional psychological services when they give pastoral counseling as part of the pastoral care of souls. However, the Church hierarchy under John Paul II and Benedict XVI has emphasized that the sacrament of penance, or reconciliation, is for for the forgiveness of sins and not counseling, and as such should not be confused with or incorporated into the therapy given to a person by a priest, even if the therapist-priest is also the confessor. The two processes, both of which are privileged and confidential under civil and canon law, are separate by nature. Youth workers and youth ministers are also finding a place within parishes, and this involves the spirituality. It is common for youth workers, ministers to be involved in pastoral care and are required to have a qualification in counseling before entering into this arm of ministry. Orthodoxy. The pastoral obligations of Orthodox clergymen are outlined by St. John Chrysostom in his treatise on the priesthood. It is perhaps the first really great pastoral work ever written, although he was only a deacon when he penned it. It stresses the dignity of the priesthood. The priest, it says, is greater than kings, angels, or parents, but priests are for that reason most tempted to pride and ambition. They, more than anyone else, need clear and unshakable wisdom, patience that disarms pride, and exceptional prudence in dealing with souls. Bibliography. Arnold, Bruce Makoto, Shepherding a Flock of a Different Fleece. A historical and social analysis of the unique attributes of the African-American pastoral caregiver. The Journal of Pastoral Care and Counseling, Volume 66, No. 2. Multi-Faith Center, University of Canberra, 2013, http www.canberra.edu. Multi-Faith Center, Pastoral Care, Pastoral Worker. Henry Nguyen, Spiritual Direction, a Manual Yatekwe Lati, Pastoral Theology in an Intercultural World, Pilgrim Press, 2006. Neil Pembroke, Renewing Pastoral Practice, Trinitarian Perspectives on Pastoral Care and Counseling. Beth Allison Barr, The Pastoral Care of Women in Late Medieval England. George R. Ross, Evaluating Models of Christian Counseling, WIPF and Stock, 2011.